That's the same vein that I ended the previous episode. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Suzuha sighed as she took her shower. Yeah, this is we've been here. Although, knowing what I know about that last timeline, this one's going to pan out a bit better. Hopefully. We can dream, can't we? Anyway, hey there guys, my name is Nix and welcome back to Steins Gate Zero. In the last episode, I think the most important thing, because most of it was stuff we'd already seen, the most important thing is that Kagari knows where Moeka lives and is going to be using Moeka to her advantage. That's the best way I can sum up what I'm assuming will happen. Since it was summer, she set the water temperature low. It was barely any hotter than tap water. I mean, like, I understand those kinds of showers are good, but I normally start, like, fairly warm and then turn it down, just because I don't want to, like, get into a freezing shower to start with. That's just me. As long as the water was pouring down on her, she could feel like all the bad memories were being washed away. She slapped her cheeks with both hands and turned off the water. The small tiled room suddenly became quiet. In the silence, she vigorously toweled off her hair. This building was never intended for anyone to live in. Not only was there very little room, there wasn't even a place to change. It was small and there were no windows, and the steam from the shower room built up, making it an unpleasant sauna sauna? What the fuck is a sauna? Sauna in summer. Supposedly, Itaru and Okabe would sit naked next to the fans to get away from the heat and moisture. Well, of course, only when the girls, as well as Luka Urashibara, weren't around. But Suzuha couldn't do that. There were those huge scars on her chest. If she was careless and Yuki saw them, she'd have a big problem. So she always forced herself to change within this small space. The second she left the shower room, she realized something was wrong. Is she back? Is Kagari back? She came for the keychain. The lights were off in the part behind the curtain. The lights were off in the part behind the curtain where the lab room was. She was sure she left all the lab lights on when she'd gone to take a shower. She didn't remember turning them off. Still completely naked, she flung open the curtain. She dropped to the floor, ready to move. She could tell by the light from the shower room that there was no one else there. She didn't hear any breathing, and she didn't feel any other presence. Did Dad come back? And then when he'd left, he turned off the lights? No, that couldn't be right. She looked around the room and saw that things had been moved in a way that an amateur wouldn't be able to notice. Itaru's computer desk, the sofa area, the bookshelves, even the mini kitchen. Someone had gone through them all. From the looks of it, the same was probably true of the development room. Suzuha glanced over all the areas where she kept her guns. The closest was the sofa that she used as a bed. She wanted to have one easily available if she was attacked while she slept, so she cut out the back of one of the sofa cushions and hidden a suppressed semi-automatic pistol in it. It was just a .32 caliber for self-defense, so it wouldn't do much damage unless you had good aim. But it was small and relatively quiet, which made it the best choice for a place like this. Suzuha tensed all of her muscles, coiling like a spring, and slowly moved towards the sofa without making a sound. As she did, she tried to notice any changes in the surrounding area. There was a small sound in the development room. It was a tiny, tiny creaking of the floor, to which you usually pay no mind. Speak for yourself, my fridges next to me, they make all kinds of weird creaking noises, and I've no idea why. I just wish they'd stop. That was more than enough for Suzuha. In an instant, she moved from quiet to action. She cleared the distance to the sofa in a single movement and quickly drew her gun. She held it ready and slipped into the shadow of the refrigerator. From this position, she could barely see into the development room. It's her. It's Kagari. The room became silent again. But this time the intruder in the other room didn't try to hide their presence.
Try anything and I'll shoot. Hands on your head. And come out slowly.
Suzuha threatened the intruder in a low voice, but the intruder seemed completely unconcerned as they exposed themselves to Suzuha's gaze. Now it's amazing how similar build Kagari and Moeka have when they wear out this outfit, but what do I know?
Huh. You must be pretty hot wearing a hat in this weather. Why not at least take off your helmet?
The intruder was wearing a motorcycle suit, just like before. Even the helmet was the same. The leather suit clung tight to their skin, revealing a voluptuous and perfectly proportioned body. It was clearly a woman.
What you're looking for isn't there. It's in my pocket.
Suzuha pointed toward the entrance to the shower room. The shirt she'd just taken off was lying there on the floor. The girl in the motorcycle suit turned her head, but because the face mask was down, Suzuha couldn't read her expression.
You should know better than to drop that. It's something Mommy gave you. Right, Kagari?
The second she spoke, Kagari Shino was the first to move. She drew a deglossed military knife that she must have been hiding behind her back and closed the gap between herself and Suzuha in an instant. Suzuha pointed the gun at her legs and pulled the trigger, carefully aiming away from her vitals. She heard the small pop from a suppressed 32 and saw Kagari lose her balance and fall. Or she thought she did, but it was a feint. She'd only pretended to lose her balance. In fact, she changed directions and was heading for the shower room. It seemed her first goal was to get what she'd come for. Huh? After firing only one shot, Suzuha realized. Even a 32 should have more recoil than this. She fired again, but Kagari didn't flinch even for a moment.
A blank? How?
At some point, all the bullets in Suzuha's gun had been swapped with blanks. That instant's panic was all it took. Kagari reached out for the shirt on the floor in front of the shower room.
No way!
Suzuha gave up on firing and flung the gun at Kagari. There was a dull thud as the hard barrel slammed into her neck. Caught off balance, she staggered before she could grab the shirt. She could hear Kagari's voice for the first time from within the helmet. Suzuha jumped. She kicked the off-balance Kagari as hard as she could with her toned, muscled legs. There was no time to hold back. Kagari went flying all the way to the edge of the room. That had to have broken a few ribs. Suzuha jumped toward her and continued her attack. But with terrifying speed, Kagari leapt off the ground and charged at Suzuha. There wasn't enough time to come to a full stop. A sharp blade swept by, mere centimeters from her exposed abdomen. If she pulled back even a few tenths of a second later, the knife would have fatally sliced open her gut.
Oh my! You bitch!
The blood rushed to Suzuha's head and out of her abdomen. Kagari was serious. She was planning to kill her. There was no hesitation in her movements. Suzuha leapt back and searched for something she could use as a weapon. But the other guns were probably no different. There was a good chance they'd all had their ammo swapped with blanks too. It was even possible that all her self-defense knives had been taken too. What's left? There are several knives carefully stored in the kitchen. Yuki brought them over to use in teaching the other girls how to cook. But Kaguri had evidently noticed them as well, as she was moving to keep Suzuha from reaching them.
Huh. Looks like you've had a lot of practice. It's hard to believe you're the same girl who spent all her time subbing inside the time machine. I'm surprised.
Suzuha kept her distance from Kaguri as she slowly moved along the wall. Her competitive drive burned even brighter as she tried to come up with a way to overcome her disadvantage.
Here, Kaguri. This is what you're after, right?
She picked up her shirt from in front of the shower room and took out the green keychain out of its pockets.
What's wrong? Come get it.
Her fingers moved as if to crush it. She could see Kaguri twitch. For the first time, she could detect a hint of emotion beyond the helmet. And in an instant, she threw it at Kaguri's stomach. Like, seriously, I don't know if those noises are coming through. The creaking needs to fucking stop. Whichever ghost is in here listening to me read Steins Gate, it ain't happy. I said stop, fridge! Don't know why I said fridge in a weird accent. The keychain flew in a slow arc, like she was tossing it to a friend. If something they loved were thrown like that, even the fiercest warrior would instinctively reach out both hands to grab it. Kaguri was no exception. She carefully held her mother's memento in both her empty left hand, and in the right hand that was still clutched the knife. Using the slow arc of the keychain as camouflage, Suzuha ran straight at her in a line. Her right fist connected hard with Kaguri's stomach. Then her left arm smashed Kaguri's head to the side. Kaguri's body fell to the ground, her right shoulder taking the brunt of the fall. Suzuha could hear the sound of her joint dislocating. The knife slipped from her grasp. Suzuha got behind her and mounted her, twisting her right arm mercilessly. At the same time, she lifted her own left arm around Kaguri's neck and squeezed hard. Good news, I didn't get demonetized for this last time. Not like I make money off of these anyway, but whatever, you know what I mean. That video didn't get taken down for nudity, so... good omens. She could hear something like a moan from Kaguri's throat. She could hear and feel the bones in her arm and neck creaking.
Stay put! I'm not going to kill you.
Kaguri picked up the knife from the floor with her left hand, and once again tried to use it on Suzuha. Suzuha was forced to squeeze her arm and neck even harder.
Stop it, Kaguri! I understand how you feel, but it's wrong. It's wrong!
But Kaguri didn't stop. If anything, she tried even harder to pull Suzuha away.
What kind of training did she get?
Even in all the battles she'd been in, this much pressure on two spots was enough to get even the toughest soldier submit to or fall unconscious. Terrified, Suzuha squeezed even harder. At this rate, she wouldn't simply knock her out. She really would kill Kaguri. But if she stopped, Kaguri would kill her. What should she do?
It's Suzuha! It hurts! It hurts!
And then she heard a sad, weak voice from inside the helmet. It startled her, and as she relaxed both her arms. But that was just what Kaguri had hoped for. The knife came very close to cutting Suzuha's left arm. When she let go to dodge it, Kagari shook her off and kicked at her hips with both legs. Suzuha was slammed back hard into the computer desk, and for a moment she couldn't breathe. She fell to the floor, and the printer and monitor crashed mercilessly into her naked body. She forced herself to stand up, gasping hard as she did so. Kagari's breathing was heavy too. Her right arm was pointed in an impossible direction and hanging limp. She wouldn't be able to use it for a while, probably. But her left arm was still holding the knife.
You've learned some dirty tricks, haven't you?
Suzuha glared at Kagari's face, not that she could see what it looked like from behind the helmet. The two of them fell silent as they tried to catch their breath. The tension in the air was so thick that it was difficult to move a muscle. Sweat rolled down from her forehead and into her eyes, but she didn't blink as she waited for Kagari to make her next move. It was the sound of the front door opening that broke their stalemate. Hey, Suzuha? Did I just hear a loud noise? Suzuha felt a chill run down her spine when she heard Itaru's voice. Huh? Why is it so dark?
No, Dad! Stay back!
She yelled at the exact moment he turned on the lights. The sudden brightness was enough to make Suzuha flinch for an instant. Kagari was wearing a full-face helmet, and that made all the difference. She leapt towards Itaru just a moment before Suzuha. There is no wrong noise to make there, but that is probably the best one you could have made. Kagari's black knife went up against his throat. Dad! Kagari spun around behind him, using Itaru's huge body as a shield. Suzuha staggered toward him, gritting her teeth.
Let go, Kagari! Only one finger on Dad. And I don't care who you are, Kagari. I'll kill you.
But Kagari remained silent as she headed outside the door with her hostage. And then in the next moment she shoved him forward. Itaru lost his balance and fell towards Suzuha. Suzuha fell to the ground underneath his weight. Itaru just barely managed to support himself with his arms and legs to keep from crushing her. Move! Suzuha tried to shove him off using a little more force than she may have intended. But Itaru was so huge it would take him a moment to get up.
This is why I told you to lose weight!
What? She was getting away. She somehow managed to crawl out from under him and quickly tried to follow after Kagari. Suzuha, wear this! Itaru was still lying on the ground as he tossed the naked Suzuha her shirt. She grabbed it and quickly put it on, then ran outside. But when she looked around the street, the girl in the motorcycle leathers wasn't there. There was no way to even know where she'd gone.
She got away.
It would be dangerous to run around trying to find her now. There was a chance Itaru would be attacked while she wasn't at the lab. Was that Kagari-tan? Itaru came outside as well.
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
I see.
So this is how it's gonna be with the two of us in the end.
The bruises and wounds were bad enough, but the pain that ached in her heart was the worst of all.
You know, I really did like her.
Yeah.
She was small, but so brave. And she always did her best to protect big sis Mayu. And I taught her a lot. I thought of her as like a little sister.
Yeah.
But now, she's my enemy.
Itaru straightened up his shirt sleeves. He appears to be wearing a vest in my book, but we'll let it slide. You know, you look like a slutty girl in an H game right now, Suzuha.
Huh? What?
Suzuha was caught completely off guard. True, her t-shirt only came down to just below her hips, roughly the length of a miniskirt. Her breasts were almost completely bare. The shirt's hem was turned up and she felt exposed. Well, I don't mind H games with slutty girls. And I don't think the whole naked except for a t-shirt thing is all that bad.
You're being silly again. You could have gotten badly hurt.
But Itaru shook his head. I got freaked out by the knife, but I don't think I really needed to be that scared. Unless I'm mistaken. Itaru rubbed the part of his neck where the knife blade was. When she held the knife to my throat, I could hear it, just a little.
Hear what?
She was probably crying.
Huh?
Crying? Under the helmet? After that whole battle with Suzuha? While holding a knife to Itaru's neck? But why? So, don't you think it's a little too early to jump to conclusions?
Dad?
Hmm?
Did you buy me that vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, of course.
I'd love to eat it. I'm a little tired.
And then she almost fell forward. What? Itaru managed to catch her before she hit the ground. Hey! Hey, Suzuha?
I'm fine. But let me rest a little.
That was all she had the energy to say. She closed her eyes in her dad's arms, and her consciousness melted away. Oh yeah, I forgot you were doing things on the train. Basically calling out AI Kurisu for still being on that channel. When July came, the sun shone down harder on the eastern... When July came, the sun shone down even harder on eastern Japan. Summer was truly here. The news had been saying for days that the heat island effect might make this the hottest summer in years. And then, on the first Sunday in July... The arrivals lobby at the international terminal of Narita Airport was filled with foreigners and Japanese passengers returning home. Why did I bring you two here? It's a bit of a strange collection, but whatever.
Look at all these people! I think there's more now than there were a minute ago.
Okay, I legit practiced every voice I thought I'd need to do. Except Faris's, because I forgot it existed. Fucking hell, why do I do this to myself? I'm gonna need some water. Yeah! Okay, we're good. As my cat probably shits itself. It hates that voice. In the same way, I'm not that big a fan of Faris, but hey ho.
I didn't expect the airport to be this busy on a Sunday, yeah?
Don't miss her, Faris, Mayuri. You know how tiny she is. Right, that makes all the sense. The three of us were waiting for someone here. Where is my phone? Thank God I remembered the button. Oh, look who was gonna come.
Sorry, I can't go today.
It's fine, no problem. You had something to do, it's alright. Having a lot of people around would just bother your show. You had something to do, it was fine.
I hope I can see Ma before she leaves.
I'll ask her how long she's staying and contact you later.
Thank you.
Ah, my precious, precious individual still gets her screen time. His, sorry, my bad. There was a time when he was a girl, and my God, those were some good times, but we're here now. Nope, put the phone away. We've been there almost an hour.
Okarin, I'm gonna have to tell him you said that.
Please don't. It was just a joke.
There's no sign of her though. Maybe it was a mistake to try and surprise her by meeting her at the airport, yeah.
We should have at least asked what time she was arriving. We hadn't told her that we were coming to greet her. And we all knew... So all we knew that she was arriving in Narita on the afternoon flight. If I had known we were going to have to wait so long, I would have tried to get the arrival time out of her. There was a stream of passengers flowing by us, but no sign of the person we were waiting for. Just I was starting to wonder if we'd missed her because she was so small, she finally appeared. No, more precisely, I saw a giant traveling suitcase rolling by itself away from the gate. And behind it, I heard a voice I recognized.
Christ, I did not fake my passport. What is wrong with people? Every single time, no matter what country I go to, they always have to check it and it always takes forever.
Oh, because you look like a child. I see. I walked up to the suitcase and gave it a pat. Here's Joe.
Huh?
Maho had been leaning forward and pushing the suitcase as hard as she could. Her mouth hung open when she saw me.
Huh?
It's been a while. I'm glad you were able to make it past customs.
You?
You look really pale. You okay?
Of course I'm okay. Wait, never mind that. What are you doing here?
You told me you were arriving this afternoon, right? So I decided to come surprise you.
You did? That's... Thanks.
For some reason, her voice became really weird the moment she saw me. Was my being here really that much of a surprise?
But you know, I told you I can get to Akihabara Station on my own and to meet me there.
Aw, come on. You come all this way, so it's the least I could do. Also, I'm not really sure you can get to Akihabara on your own.
How rude! I'm not that helpless.
Mayuri and Faris came up as well. I feel like we've had a lot less tutoring this game, and I'm still glad it happens. Does that mean anything? I know it was probably explained in the like the first one, but I can't remember if Tutoru actually means anything or it's just a noise Mayuri makes.
Maho-nyan! I missed you!
As Mayuri grabbed Maho's hand, Faris walked up and gave her a big hug.
Mayuri, Faris, it's good to see you. You came all this way to welcome me. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, can you not yell Maho-nyan at the top of your lungs in a place like this? Why not? It's cute!
I hate why not as a saying, but I know, knowing me, it's probably going to become part of my vocabulary. Yay!
Look around. Everybody's laughing, right? It's embarrassing. Yeah? It is, yeah?
Faris really sticks out after all. While we've been waiting here, all these foreigners have been pointing at her and yelling, "Cat ears! Cat ears!" Somebody even asked to take pictures. Here's Joe. I'll take your luggage.
Oh, thanks.
Still, this was a really sudden trip, wasn't it? It was only a few days ago that I found out she was coming. Are you here to help Dr. Leskinen again?
Oh, well...
Maho was fidgeting and glancing up at me.
Are you still talking to Dr. Leskinen very often?
Yeah, he's still doing his research, right? Sometimes he invites me out to dinner. It's a big honor.
I see. That's bad.
Bad? Why?
Oh, nothing. Nothing you have to worry about.
She really was acting weird. Is this for the time leap machine? This is probably here for the time leap machine. She wasn't like this when I saw her last winter. Was she tired from her trip? Or was seeing us here that much of a surprise?
I'm not actually here to help the professor this time. I'm visiting some relatives in Okinawa. But since I'm here anyway, I decided to drop by Akihabara first.
I'm no expert in Japanese geography, but I think you're a bit far from Okinawa. I see. Okinawa, huh? For a moment, the name of that place brought back visions of that nightmarish time. After I collapsed on Christmas, I was sent to another world line where I'd spent a month fleeing to Okinawa.
Okinawa? That sounds so nice. I'd love to go there. You didn't go there with your school trip, yeah? We went to Hokkaido.
Okay, I was hoping that I would hear the pronunciation on that one to make sure I nailed it. It is Hokkaido.
I went to Hawaii, yeah?
That's probably because you're fucking loaded.
Wow! A foreign country! Aloha!
Putting aside the girls and the talk of school trips. So, here's Joe. You're not staying in Tokyo that long?
Huh? Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be. You're right. You have a hotel in Akihabara, yeah? Not yet. I'm going to look for a cheap business hotel. And come stay at my place! You can use the same room as you used before, yeah?
I'm so glad Faris is so welcoming.
What? But I really couldn't. Don't worry me about it. I'm always happy to have you, nya.
I also hate nya about it. Faris has invented more nya words than I last saw her, and I despise all of them.
But I really couldn't. How about this, nya? You can stay for free, but in exchange you have to do just a little bit of work in my cafe, nya.
I'm in! I'm fucking in! I wanna see this.
Your cafe?
Make
Queen Yan Yan, right? You can't mean the place where they wear the cat ears. That's right, yeah! All my cat ear maids are busy with Kamima preparations right now, yeah? They come to me crying and asking for time off, yeah? In other words, there's a serious shortage of cat-eared maids, yeah? That's right, yeah!
Oh yeah, Mayuri works there. How could I forget that detail? Wait, is she not buying for time off? Oh no.
So how about it, Mahon-yan? How about it, Nyan? I refuse.
Oh, I love that saying. It reminds me of a certain someone who's standing on my shelf about 3 feet above me.
Why not?
Faris, stop inventing nya words!
Why? You know why. I wouldn't look good in those things. You should. You sure would. You should sure you look great. No objections, Nya. Okarin, you think so too, right, Nya?
Yeah, I'm sure she'd get plenty of fans. Like Daru drooling over the legal lolly factor.
Fans? I don't like being flattered.
I'm not flattering you though.
You need to go to an
optometrist? Why did I fall over the word optometrist? I don't know.
Then you need to go to an optometrist and get your eyes checked. Nya? She turned all red. I did not! I think Mahon-yan needs to realize how attractive she is, Nya. Yep. If Mayushi was a boy, she'd be in love.
Sorry, Okarin. Oh, wait. Maybe she is just a gender-swapped Okabe. Maybe that's why she feels so relatable. I don't know what I mean by that statement.
I'm telling you, that's not true.
I think you should, probably. I don't know how to say it. Put a little more effort into your appearance, maybe? You shouldn't have said that one. I'm telling you right now. If you did, I'm sure you'd look more... I was trying my best to sound encouraging, but I just ended up sounding like a real jerk. Of course she was annoyed.
I'm fine as I am. My job as a scientist is my first priority. But, what if you find a guy you like, Nya? You won't be able to show him how you feel, Nya.
I don't know what she means by that. You just say it. It's not that hard.
I'm fine. I don't think that'll ever happen, so it doesn't worry me.
She gave a sigh that was a little too deliberate. I'm starting to realize that Maho is just a mood. One that I relate to far too much.
I'm sorry. The jet lag and the trip have got me out a little tired. I know the feeling, Nya. Jet lag is rough, Nyan. I got a limo ready, so you can catnap on the way, Nya. A limo?
Harrison rented the white limo to pick up Maho. She really did go overboard. But thanks to that, Mayuri and I were able to enjoy big, comfy seats on the way to the Narita airport.
You can rest on my lap if you want, yeah? Or would you rather rest on Mayushi's lap, yeah? Mayushi's okay with that. I'm fine. I'm not a kid.
But I can tell you're really tired, though. Are you really that busy with work?
Well, I've got 2 projects going on.
2 projects? You're working on something besides Amadeus. She quickly put her hand over her mouth.
That's... Well, it's classified information.
I see. I'm sorry about that. It was true that American university labs had a lot of stuff going on there. I'd heard there were a lot of industrial spies. If she wasn't careful about what she said, she might get fired, or worse, brainwashed by Leskinen. It was a mistake on my part to even ask.
Come to think of it, where's Hashida today?
He's doing the most important job of his life right now. He's on a date with Yuki, isn't he?
The most important job of his life? Daru's on a date right now!
Yep, knew it! Suzuha needs to be born, damn it! Maho, defeated. Because she knows that even if Daru can get a date, then there might be hope for humanity? Like, seriously though, how the fuck did Daru pull Yuki? I'm still trying to work that one out. No offense to Daru, his personality is fine. If a little bit... You know what, I'll you know. You know, you've seen Daru in action. Maho's shock was almost comical.
I really must be tired. I'm hearing things.
No, I can understand why you feel that way, but...
He really is on a date!
What?
I can't believe it! You're kidding me! Fat pervert?
Even Maho was calling him a pervert. I mean, to be fair, from the things he said on the Skype call, yes. Daru has said he was talking to Maho a lot too, and I could just imagine what their conversations were like. But actually, if Daru didn't do his best today, it would ruin the world's entire chain of causality. In that sense, Daru's date today was an event with a universe-spanning implications. Gotta love that butterfly effect. Oh yeah, then we got a Suzuha who's watching them. I forgot this happened. About half the seats at the Go-Go Curry were full. It was around Sunday, but it was also after 2 p.m, so the lunchtime rush was over. Best time to hit up a food place. Suzuha was sitting at the restaurant's far edge, a baseball cap pulled down over her face. She was hiding her face with the cap, carefully watching a couple sitting nearby. Here you are, your Major Curry! A cheerful employee put down 2 giant silver plates, no trays more accurately, in front of them. Suzuha could see the other customers looking at them and whispering. The couple really stood out after all. The man was a giant who looked like he ate Major Curry all the time, but the woman was slim, pretty, and looked very kind. The combination of huge man and slim woman was as unbalanced as the combination of pretty girl and Major Curry. Hey, don't knock Major Curry. You can eat it if you want, Suzuha, don't judge. The Major Curry was big. It was huge. Suzuha knew from experience. The massive silver trays were loaded with rice and curry. And it was topped off with 2 fried cutlets, fried shrimp, sausage, a boiled egg, and a mountain of cabbage. You had me right up until you mentioned cabbage. There was 2 or 3 times as much curry as you find in a normal dish, and the toppings were just as big. Even a growing young boy would find it hard to eat them all. Suzuha was irritated.
Why are you ordering Major Curry on your first date with her, Dad?
The Beauty and the Beast couple Suzuha was watching was, of course, Itaru and Yuki. In the morning, they got to see a movie in Yurakocho. Nailed it. Cut the first one. In movie, you're a Kocho, and then they'd come to Akihabara and gone straight to Go-Go Curry. Suzuha had followed them the whole time. That's why she couldn't believe Itaru's choice of date spots.
I don't mind Go-Go Curry at all. In fact, I like it, but this is your first date. There are other places you could have gone.
She clutched her spoon tight and gritted her teeth. Suzuha knew that next to nothing about Japanese youth culture in 2011, and even she knew it was a bad idea. We know what was going through Yuki's mind, or so Suzuha thought, but...
Wow, it's even more amazing than the pictures.
I'm trying to remember Yuki's voice. It was Suzuha's but higher pitched. That's all I remember. It will probably be bad. Surprisingly, Yuki was ignoring all the people around her and innocently enjoying the huge curry. Amaneshi? If you can't eat it all, I'll finish it for you, okay?
Okay, but thank you. I'm actually pretty good at this.
Yeah? That's a surprise.
I actually would always just come and look at the menu outside. I've always wanted to try this. I'm glad you brought me here.
I'm glad to hear that. Suzuha had evidently worried over nothing, but she still realized that Itaru was acting strangely. Ever since he'd come out of the movie theater, he was walking and talking strangely. Instead of his usual hunched posture, he was forcing himself to stand up straight. His every movement seemed oddly forced, as if he were a broken robot. And he downed glass after glass of water.
Oh, I'm sorry. May I have more water too?
Huh? Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Itaru poured water into Yuki's cup. Suzuha had a bad feeling. And she was right. Itaru was moving so awkwardly that he almost spilled water on her hand. That noise is adorable. Can I have it again, please? You okay?
My hand just got a little wet. Anyway, let's eat before it gets cold, okay?
Yuki quickly wiped down the table with her handkerchief, grabbed her fork and spoon. There were stars in her eyes. Is fork and spoon normally a curry combination? I mean, granted, you can't eat it with chopsticks, so I guess it must be.
Okay, let's eat.
Let's eat. Yuki seemed to be really enjoying her meal, but Itaru was very formal and quiet. He was taking little nibbles out of a piece of fried cutlet, like a squirrel eating a nut. I'm just gonna Google what the hell a cutlet is and just make myself hungry by looking at the food. I'm just looking at them and they just kind of look like hash browns. Except, you know. Well, the ones I'm looking at are veg ones, but there are chicken ones as well. And again, I don't think they put chicken with chicken. I'm getting off topic. It's been a while since I've eaten, okay? I had, like, dinner at 4 and it's now 1 in the morning. Cut me some slack. He was the whole time they weren't saying a word.
What are you doing, Dad? Mom's not gonna want to be around you if you're like that.
She decided to send him a message on Rhine telling him to get his act together. She'd just taken out her phone when... Here's your major curry with extra roux. I don't even know what a roux is. Why do I have to Google that now? Jesus Christ. I need to stop looking at food. I'm just gonna get hungry. Oh, roux is just sauce. Okay. I mean, I can get behind extra sauce. A huge plate was laid on the table in front of her. The other customers started murmuring again. Come to think of it, when she followed them into the store, she'd ordered her usual major curry with extra roux and then forgotten about it. Now everyone was going to focus on her. In a small shop like this, it was suicide. Huh? Just as she expected, her eyes met Yuki's.
Suzuha! I didn't realize...
That's the wrong voice.
Suzuha! I didn't realize you were here! Yeah! What a coincidence seeing you here, Yuki. Brother? You should have said something! No, I didn't even notice you. Really.
She realized that she should probably leave, but she couldn't go without at least taking a bite out of the major curry in front of her. Her experiences of the war had left her completely unable to waste food. She felt Yuki and Itaru staring at her as she reluctantly picked up her spoon.
Anyway, yeah, you two enjoy yourselves.
Her only choice was to finish her extra large curry as soon as possible. She couldn't let herself be in the way. But instead, Yuki came over and picked up Suzuha's plate.
Huh? Excuse me? Can my friend sit with us?
Sure, go ahead.
He said it's okay. Let's all eat together. Wait.
Well,
Why? Why? Because you ordered major curry too. I think we need to have a race. Huh? Hashida can be the judge.
and before Suzuha could respond, Yuki had moved her plate over to their table.
No, wait!
She had no choice but to follow, but before she sat down, she whispered in Yuki's ear.
You're on a date, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm on a date. Makes me blush when I say it aloud.
I don't know why that Daru noise made me laugh more than it should have. Itaru didn't react at all, even though she was sure he'd overheard that.
I've never been on a date, so I don't know how they work, but... Is it normal to have a speed eating contest with another girl in the middle of a date? I don't really know. But you see it in a lot of anime and manga, don't you?
Fucking manga are you reading? Can I get a copy, please?
A little sister who doesn't want to lose her big brother runs up to the girlfriend and says, "Let's have a competition."
Okay, that one makes a bit more sense. For some reason, Yuki seemed incredibly enthused. Suzuha was overwhelmed by her energy.
I don't know anything about that. Is that how it works, brother?
But even when she turned to Itaru for help, he just awkwardly sat there, eating his curry like a robot.
Brother?
He awkwardly turned his head to face her. The rest of him stayed completely still. Did you say something?
What's wrong? You're acting weird.
I'm not acting weird. I am not acting weird at all. Confused Suzuha noises. Suzuha glanced back at Yuki. And for the first time, Yuki looked concerned. In the end, Yuki and Suzuha did have their curry eating contest, and surprisingly, both of them completely finished their meals. Suzuha won by a very small margin, but the battle was exciting enough that not only the other customers, but the staff as well were applauding by the end. But the whole time, Mitaru kept eating by himself. Since this wasn't even a conversation, let alone a date, she sent Itaru home. Part of her wanted to demand Itaru explain himself right now, but she decided to talk to Yuki instead. She tried her best to avoid Yuki so far, in order to keep her identity a secret, but it was July now. She would be gone from this era very soon. This might be her last chance to talk to Yuki at all.
I'm so glad you were there, Suzuha.
Yuki sighed a little after Itaru left.
Maybe I did something to offend him. Ashida doesn't seem to enjoy being around me. You don't think he was just nervous? But he was having fun and talking with me before the movie, you know? But after the movie, he started acting really strange. Did I do something wrong? I asked her to take me to the curry place, but since he was acting strange like that the whole time, I wasn't really sure what to do. And so, since you happen to be there, I turned to you for help.
What had happened inside the theater? Suzuha hadn't followed them inside. She spent about 2 hours killing time outside.
Hey. Why do you like my brother? Huh? Huh? I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this, but he's not exactly a lady killer. What do you think about your brother? Me? Do you like him? Hate him? I tolerate him.
It's probably the best answer she could give.
You like him, right? I can tell by watching you. Well, sure.
There were parts of him that she didn't like. But of course, she loved her dad.
Wait, why are we talking about me? So, what about you? I still don't know if I like him or not. I see.
Not only had Itaru not told Yuki he liked her, this was still their first date. And they hadn't spoken that much before either. She hadn't even reached the point where she saw him as a member of the opposite sex. But for almost a year, Suzuha had stayed with him, and she, Mayuri, and Faris had done everything they could to get the two of them together. But there hadn't been any real progress. Suzuha felt uneasy when she thought about the future. Maybe her dad wouldn't be her dad anymore. Maybe her mom wouldn't be her mom anymore. Dad and mom wouldn't be together. She imagined that future.
I don't want that.
She looked straight into Yuki's eyes.
I'm going to be leaving soon. What? I'm moving someplace far away. Really? I don't think I'll be back. And I'm worried about that. I mean, my brother. So, Yuki, I know this is a weird thing for me to ask.
And then she bowed deeply.
Please take care of it, Hashida Ritaru.
There was no answer from Yuki. Suzuha looked up, afraid, and tried to gauge the expression on her face. She looked kind of lonely and kind of sad.
I don't know what I want to do.
Yuki whispered, and then Suzuha,